Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Big League Breakdowns. This is episode 27, and in this episode, we are going over our Big League Breakdowns worst of the MLB season 2024 edition. The boys are here, we're back, and we have made some lists that we'll get into in a second here, topics that are just going to detail some of the worst and some of the best, if for some people, moments of the season and it should be pretty good. If anybody has watched basically any like worst of lists, the thing we keep saying is the Razzies in the film industry because of the backgrounds of some of the people here.
Bobby.
Um, that's what we've been saying. But the categories that we have tonight, the awards that we have tonight, are the most overrated player, the most overrated pitcher, the general just worst player of the year award. We have the worst ump moment of the, or excuse me, this is the Aaron Hernandez.
Aaron,
I almost said Aaron Hernandez. Hey,
I'm
excuse-
quitting. I'm resigning as of
That
today, as of
is-
this show. Wow.
We don't
Tyler,
we don't make any
that's
money.
into a true crime.
That's
We
a
don't-
different league.
We don't make any money, but demonetized after that. Angel Hernandez.
Ryan Murphy's doing okay with him.
The Angel Hernandez worst moment of the year award for umpires. We had the funniest fan moment of the year and the what we have said the biggest brain flatulence of the year award, biggest brain fart, biggest blunder, whatever you want to say. That's what we have here.
Big two.
Not Aaron Hernandez. I cannot believe I just said that. So we will start with the most
I love John.
overrated, the most overrated player of the year award for the 2024 MLB season. John, I'm going to start with you on this one. Who do you have as the most overrated player?
For me, the mop goes to Carlos Correa.
Oh,
Oh, the Minnesota Twins.
What the?
good
What?
start.
Holy God!
Let's see. Why is he so overrated? What makes him overrated?
Listen, he played only
You're a year off,
86
man.
games and signed a huge contract. Frankly, regardless of whether this was this year or last year, this guy has not lived up to the money that they are giving him. That's why he is getting my mop.
Will, response to that?
I ought to smack you, boy. If you were a year earlier with this, I would have agreed because he had a very bad 2023 and it looked like a stupid deal. But I mean, this man had all-star numbers. I will say the injury side of it, I can understand an argument, but to claim as the most overrated player in baseball, and I understand overrated to me and worse are completely different because there's the standards level. No way is
Think about it this
the
way.
most overrated.
No, hold on. Think about it this way. This man was brought in to single-handedly turn this franchise around, and they didn't even make the playoffs this year. He didn't even finish the season, okay?
I wouldn't say turn around it, more like keep it steady. And
Hot start,
I
by the
mean-
way.
Yeah.
A guy that batted over 300 is the most overrated player.
God, can we just move on to like a different pick that actually makes sense?
All
Will,
right.
how about
Oh.
you? How about you? I have a feeling I know who you might have went with.
No, I don't think you do.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Because the problem was at first I was thinking of players that were hurt, but I was thinking of players that were hurt consistently to the point that I no longer thought that meant they were overrated. It was more of they're just assumed to be hurt and trash. So my final pick ended up being Luis Robert Jr.
Ooh,
because he is a center fielder that, while yes, in 2023 he had a 38 home run season and a lot of people thought he had power potential and he came to light. He had a very bad year last year and he has had very mediocre, injury prone, or just not everyday role playing his entire career. I saw his name thrown around a lot as someone the Phillies should go after, and I'm like, God, no. So the fact that he is still hyped up very much by the writers as this guy that can do a lot, and he's done bubkiss for a lot of his career, he is to me the most overrated player
That
of
was
2024.
that was the big trade piece that everybody was talking about at the deadline.
Absolute morons.
Yeah, it could have been a Philly. He was not.
29 teams were smart. One was stuck with him.
I mean,
one was stuck with him.
to be fair, I mean, literally anybody on that team would have been better. So they'll probably take him.
I pray to God the Phillies don't get him in a trade because I know that his name has already been thrown around again as something a team could get, and I know the Phillies outfield is a huge question, but he is someone to me who is extremely overhyped, and other than one good year, it's just been like disappointment. Mm-hmm.
Disappointment.
So
Disappointment.
for my most overrated player, I love entertainment. And I am basing this off of the 2024 season only.
Mm-hmm.
The most overrated player in the MLB in 2024 was Jackson Holiday. Okay? I love entertainment. And I wanted to get John's response on this. This motherfucker.
I can kind of understand.
Listen, the most hyped prospects in sliced bread. He comes up. He couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. Okay? He then went back down.
Them the best prospects in sliced bread. I'm just envisioning this like hyped up promo for the number one draft pick, and it's a loaf of bread. He just gets cut.
No. Sliced bread from the 1800s. He batted 238 for the Chicago Cubs.
Dead ball legend.
Yeah.
He gets sent back down, comes back up, does a little bit better. But you'd think somebody that's the number one prospect in baseball that has all this hype. His dad was a phenomenal player.
My God.
Would bat better than 189 in 60 games, strike out a third of the time he's up to the plate, and have an OPS under 6.
Tyler.
Yes.
I have one argument for you that in my opinion really says why you're wrong.
Okay.
What were you doing at 20 years old? Were you hitting? Were you facing MLB pitchers that are throwing 100 miles per hour? I don't think so. Would you have been able to do that? I don't think so.
John,
So
I'll do you one better.
20-year-old, 20, not even old enough to drink. Wasn't even old enough to drink the champagne in the clubhouse when they clinched the playoffs.
And probably not old enough to hit a baseball, apparently, because he can't do that either. So I don't know what you're...
John, I'll do you one better. I haven't been able to do that at 20, 21, 22. I'm not going to be able to do that until I'm 107. It's not happening. But this guy comes up.
108. Tyler's going to start playing for the Yankees.
They have all these problems. They have this problem at shortstop. They're like, you know what? We're going to bring him up. They bring him up. This is going to save the Orioles.
They did not bring him up to play shortstop, first of all. I'll get your facts straight.
Whatever. Second base. Second base. I forgot. Mateo played second, not shortstop. Sorry. Regardless, the guy went like 1 for 54 at one point, dude. Overrated player. Over 2024. I think there's a chance that he can turn this around. Obviously.
Get out of here.
He can end up being the best player to ever play the game. But for right now, in 2024, the most overrated player, Jackson Holiday. John, that one was for you. Okay.
You know what? You're the most overrated host on this panel.
Wow. That hurt. That cut deep. All right. Next. Most overrated.
I would have said overhyped, but probably not quite overrated.
You know what? Actually, funnily enough, that
there it is again.
I know. I did it again. Overrated player was the one I struggled the most with out of all this list. So,
because overrated to me gets tricky because then you have to think about the who is considered either as like a high standard that vastly underperformed, or who's someone that you look at as like, wow, they suck, and you're hearing all these things of like they have so much potential. It's like look in front of you.
Yes. So when I was struggling and I seen Jackson Holiday, I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna get John riled up, and that's what I'm gonna do." But there is some merit to that.
You're a canoe. You know that?
Yeah, I am a canoe, a douche.
You're a canoe.
A douche.
I'll say this: Tyler's pick is a whole lot better than John's.
Yeah, I mean,
you're both canoes.
Guy batted 310, but he's overrated, regardless.
Right.
And what has he led that team to? Absolutely nothing.
Hey,
they did get one postseason under his contract.
Aaron Judge hit 58 home runs and did all this, and they didn't win the World Series. I mean, he's a failure.
Let's just say
there's
this:
a huge
the
difference.
Twins have
They didn't
more
make the playoffs
postseason.
during his home run year. What? What are we talking about here?
The Twins have more postseason wins with Correa than the Orioles do since Holiday's been born.
No.
Not quite.
Close enough. It sounded good.
It was profound. It was untrue, but it brought the spirits up.
You made me do a double take there for a second. I was
no. Will said
Yeah,
it
he
with
was
enough
born
confidence.
in like 2017, and now he's in baseball.
Right. Will said it with enough confidence where it made it work. I mean, with that baby face, you could definitely say. All right, most overrated pitcher for this year. I think there's a couple candidates. We'll see who everybody goes with.
Here, we'll go with the John pick first. Tarek Skubal.
Well, I'm going to go with you first because I have more faith that you're going to give me a guy with an ERA like over 4. So go for it.
This one jumped in my mind pretty quickly, and I couldn't think of one to steer me otherwise. I went with Jordan Montgomery.
Yep. Yes,
considering he was signed, even though it was really late, he was signed based on his consistency and his low 3s ERAs, and boy, did he shit the bed.
I also went with Jordan Montgomery.
There we go.
Yeah, 6.23 ERA, which was the worst among pitchers with 100 innings pitched. Only 77 Ks, and that $25 million contract just days before the season. Absolutely paying off. So much so, I mean, I think the part of this that he almost has to win was his own manager was like, yeah, or manager, general manager, whoever was like, yeah, it was probably a mistake to sign him. That alone probably says all you need to know about who the most overrated pitcher of the year is. So yes, I agree.
I need to understand how he still had a .6 WAR given the stats I'm looking at right now. I'm trying to figure out.
He was beneficial somehow.
He was beneficial because he existed. That was basically the
morale.
He somehow gave them more wins than losses, so I guess maybe that's, I don't know.
By 1.
When you're on the Diamondbacks team that was all about we're going to win games 15-13.
Damn.
I mean,
he even had a save. There it is. There's the .6 right there.
He's
he had
clutch.
A save.
Yeah. John, who did you have for this award?
So I had my pick, which is Jordan Montgomery, but I also had my honorable mention, which is Luis Gil. And here's the reason why. Here's the reason why.
Oh my!
This guy, Luis Gil, was inconsistent. He was inconsistent for a majority of the year and was pegged to be. He was treated as if he was this amazing player, as if he was the second coming
3.5 ERA
of Cy Young.
Inconsistent.
He was treated as if he was the second coming. Okay, so on that standard, that's why I feel like he's overrated.
Why am I getting a lot of
Don, what were you doing at his age? Were you pitching a 3.5 ERA in the major leagues for the New York Yankees, making the World Series?
That's funny. Yeah, you know what? I actually kind of respect that pick because he doubled down from our last episode. If you've seen that, we were talking about, the AL Rookie of the Year, and he just doubled down right now on the overhype. So in that respect, I do respect it. I do respect it.
And hey, Bobby, guess what? Pissant, he's older than I am. So
he's off. Yeah, but I just knew that you were going to pick
my brother
a guy.
in Christ, at 23 years old, he pitched a 307 in a couple of in 6 games.
I mean, I just knew John was going to come
The
with somebody
signings were always there,
who
my
is
man.
literally up for a real award for pitching, or at least for Rookie of the Year. Unbelievable.
Boy, we need to change this headline quickly to hot takes
Yes.
2024 end
Yeah.
of the
I need
season.
my button. Oh
Um,
God. Sorry. Sorry. Off topic. I have the Tyson Paul fight on, and Jerry Jones just gave me a jump scare because I got him on the booth. Sorry.
Yeah, so I feel like Jordan Montgomery is clear. Again, just the icing on top that the general manager was like, nah, he was pretty dog shit. Is
Yeah, I
the
mean,
fact that they should probably be the award. This one I think is gonna be fun. General worst player
John's
of
going to
the
say
year.
Aaron Judge.
General worst player of the year. You can look at this
Slacker.
in many different ways. I think it's a little bit different than overrated in the sense that
Here come the biases.
you could take a route of who was really bad, like, stats wise. You could take whatever who was bad for their team. I'm excited
Who
to see
punches
this
babies
one.
on the side.
John, I swear to God, give me an answer that I'm not gonna want to cry about.
I went with a Tiger.
You did the same one as me, I think.
I went with somebody who is absolutely terrible
You went the same one as me.
and was basically begged to leave the team and was benched beyond because he's so horrible. I went
Either
with
of you went with
Tyler's
Rendon.
favorite player, Javi Baez.
I also did
Yeah.
too.
I went with the guy I'm going to get Tyler a jersey for, Javi
Right.
Baez.
Uh, but was my favorite player when he's on the Cubs too, for sure. Hated that guy. Yes, I also went with Javi Baez, John, and it's funny you say that because I think when you're looking at the worst player of the year, you can look at stats like his 184 batting average and just 6 home runs and his negative WAR with his $25 million contract.
That's the one that really got me. The negative WAR. You were so bad. They were better. They were clearly better without you than with you.
Here's the thing.
No,
You contributed
they lost at least one game.
absolutely nothing.
The stat that pulls us all together so nicely is that when he went on the IL, the Tigers proceeded to go 24-9, found their everyday shortstop in Sweeney, and made a magical run to the playoffs. Like, that alone should put him in a category of his own because him being off the team was more beneficial for the team than him being on it. That's unbelievable.
We pointed out WAR. I want to point out that WRC plus. So for that stat, for weighted runs created plus, over 100 is above league average. He's got a 43.
It's not even halfway there.
Oh,
7% under
way.
league average.
He is. Yeah, exactly.
that's really, really bad. And we've seen all the viral clips of him, swinging at balls in the other batter's box. I don't know when his contract's actually up, but
It's a 7-year
like
contract.
3 more years.
Oh,
it was
he's
a 7.
Jesus.
How many
okay.
years has he been in it? 3 or 4?
I think he's still.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So,
I want to look this up.
well, I mean, he joined
What does it say?
Detroit whenever, so I think it's been 3 years.
He joined whenever.
If
What was
I-
that answer?
I mean, look, regardless,
Join whenever he leaves when he wants to.
Oh, guys,
they're gonna pay him for him not to come back.
They just finished their 3rd season with him.
Yeah, so
They have 4 more years. They have a whole presidency with him.
That's one way to look at it.
The next election year, he will no longer be on the Tigers.
At least he gets the tax breaks during
He
that
will
time.
elect retirement.
Yeah, I think they're gonna force him to retire one way or another.
Here's a question: who will have the better batting average, the president-elect or Javier Baez when this is all done?
Oh my God.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad that we're two. I've agreed with somebody for the first time ever on 2 of these things. All right, Will, who do you have as the worst player of the year?
I'm gonna give a player and a pitcher because I'm gonna give who truly probably
Pitchers aren't
is.
players. It's
Well,
like how kickers aren't football players.
Well, this pitcher to a lot of
literally
people
had
in one
2 awards,
particular
one
city is
overrated
not a
pitcher.
person.
Oh
A
my
lot of
God.
people in this city would not think this pitcher is a person. So for the hitter, no, Bobby's laughing. I'm going with the pitcher. I have to say, one Taiwan Walker deserves a lot of hatred from a lot of people in Philly.
Yes.
And I can have the producer do the argument for me because I think he would love it just as much as me.
I just give me a listen. 4 years, $72 million. We are 2 years into it. And you want to know what his ERA this year was? 7.1. What are we doing?
He was the biggest abomination from a pitcher I have ever seen. They tried so many times to give him chances, and because the Phillies had a combination of an extremely strong top 4 in the rotation and then so many injuries to the number 5 pitcher, they gave him every opportunity to do better. And by God, have I not seen someone blow so many opportunities so poorly. I don't care what role he was in. It was like, how can I make this worse? Watch me.
And listen, and just there's so much to point out just on this fan graphs, right? The field independent pitching where it isolates the fact of like, oh, what if the defense screwed up? Nope, not even close. There was like a 0.2 difference between his ERA and his FIP. So like it is all him. He's got negative 1.1 WAR. So literally, they have lost multiple games with this guy, and he still pitched 83 innings. They put him in the bullpen, and he still couldn't hack it. I don't understand. I don't care what payout you have to do in this offseason to get him off this team, but you need to get him out of here because there is just no way in the world that they are going to make a trade for him. So they just got to eat it, man. There is no way we need to see him on the mound in Philadelphia. My God.
There are so many. They had them on the injured list for like a month and a half, and it was pretty much a matter of like, oh, he like hurt his wrist. You come back when your slider works or something. It did not work. So that was the pick I originally wrote down. That I had to let out a lot of Philly hatred in that one. The one that probably is the better pick if we're going with truly the worst player in almost every area I think you can think of, I have to go with Anthony Rendon. Because, I mean...
He was going to be my pick.
Not only that, we can bring up the statement he made before the season started or right about when it was about to start that threw everyone sideways about was he serious about his commitment for the team or not. And then look what he does. He takes like 30 at-bats to get a hit, plays maybe a month, and he's another year where he's just wasted, and his deal is like 38 million for this year. The only thing that makes this situation maybe slightly better than the Tigers is that they have like 2 more years of him, I think, or 1 more year instead of 4, and they're not going anywhere anytime soon, so he's not really holding them back from anything other than, you know, buying another like broken down Albert Pujols.
Yeah, well, excuse me. You guys got me going.
Front office is so bad.
I feel
Moreno is an abomination of an owner. He should be embarrassed.
You're gonna say in
Gene
jail.
Autry's turning over in his grave.
I feel like, you know, I'm happy Anthony Rendon made it because you can't go one season without mentioning him, but he's so hard to even put on this list because he plays like 5% of the games every year. Like, you kind of forget about him after the first month of the season.
He makes sure at the beginning you don't forget him. Something happens. This past year, you had this statement. The year before, he fought an A's fan after opening day, practically.
Yeah.
And then got suspended, at least within the
clubhouse. By the way,
like,
that is a ballsy move going after an A's fan. That guy has nothing to lose. And you're going to hit him?
Was he going to lose his seats?
He already lost his baseball team. Oh, man. Oh, no. My season tickets. Oh, no.
God, that's funny. All right, yeah, I like the awards there. I think we all had some good picks there this time around. I'll take it. Next, we're
gonna hold that Correa pick over your head for the rest of this episode, John. You're screwed, buddy.
I don't care. That's my
now
opinion.
we get to some of the more entertaining ones.
We
that guy should be so much better than what he is.
Yeah, we do have some entertaining ones here. The Angel Hernandez worst ump moment award. I think we're gonna have some double ups on this one. So I'll go to Will because I think we have the same one. Will, what is your worst moment of the season?
Well, since we haven't talked about this team enough, I'd like to bring up the New York Yankees
Yep.
because there is one particular thing that I think we all have forgotten happened. And it's not even Aaron Boone's fault. It's the goddamn fan sitting behind him and the ump that thought Boone was chirping and tossed him. I don't think there could be a more embarrassing moment than to eject someone for something that absolutely no one did.
I also had this moment. I remember this very vividly because we did a short on it earlier in the year. It's hilarious. Boone losing his mind. Like, I literally didn't say anything. It was all
It's totally relatable, regardless of our thoughts of Boone, and we have some strong thoughts about the man. This was like one of the most embarrassing things you could see from an umpire ever. I feel like that's horrendous. Like, it even happened almost the second time, but the second time was a little better at least because the chirping came from some other spot in the dugout when it came with Skip Schumacher. This one was a goddamn fan that you could pick out from the TV camera.
I was gonna say, honorable mention to I think it was the Tigers and Marlins where that happened. And kind of a similar situation, but yeah, this was mine too. The Boone, like his reaction.
What about Boone's like,
look at his, he's
even pointing at the fan, the guy in the blue shirt. That was the one.
Dude, my favorite part is like he's like looking at his hand and he's like, "What? Like me?" That's so funny, dude.
Why me?
John, did you have a different one than that one?
I did,
Good.
and I actually have an honorable mention.
Okay.
In addition,
double.
Yeah,
Good.
we do have a double. I'll go with the honorable mention first. Doug Eddings, in Game 4 of the World Series, missed 15 calls. This man ranks 60th out of 90 MLB umpires.
This got a lot of flack.
And he missed 15 calls in the World Series. What are we doing? How did you get there?
Exactly. Yeah. How are you here? Nobody's better.
And now, on to the main event. I went with the man that this award is named after, Angel Hernandez, in one of his final moments, leaving us with a joy, missing a strike that was literally 6.78 inches off of the plate at the beginning of the season. He retired, and this man left a mark that will impact MLB for the remainder of its existence.
So, of course, Angel Hernandez wins the first Hernandez.
Angel Hernandez, as he should, wins the Angel Hernandez
Cy Young's
award.
rolling in his grave like why he doesn't have a Cy Young award.
I was gonna say that was gonna be an honorable mention because it has to. The word's literally off him. The other one that came to mind, I think I remember who the ump was on this. Was the Bryce Harper ejection in Colorado? I believe it was Brian Walsh.
He didn't even do anything.
Yeah, I believe it was Brian Walsh who tossed him for doing nothing. That was also another just super dumb moment that we touched on earlier in the year. But I thought about that one actually first before the Boone one, and then I remember the Boone ejection. I was like, oh, that's the one. But the Harper ejection was equally as bad too. The
thing about the Harper ejection is that's one that's happened not just with Harper, but there are multiple people where there were ejections like that, and it's much too common of a thing. The fact that, I mean, I say common, it still probably only happens like a dozen times maybe in the whole season, but the fact that it happens at all is absolutely moronic.
Yeah, and that just kind of details one of them. That's one that I remember, but yeah, that does happen a lot. And
Should you be
um,
able to review that sort of ejection?
no, because that's too subjective.
No.
That's going to be a whole thing. But
And the fact that it's going to get reviewed by an umpire
by an
crew.
umpire,
And
yeah.
let's be honest, the umpire crew is going to defend the umpire
I
crew.
forgot about that part of it.
Listen. Can you bail me out?
It's like, I'm calling mom.
Oh my god! All right,
Like Manfred comes down.
Rob Manfred has to fly to about 6 games a day to settle these disputes.
um, I will say not the ump, but shout out Aaron Boone because as much shit as we give him, I've said this before, he gives the best content when he gets ejected, and that
His
also,
Laz Diaz argument's gonna
dude,
is like
I
legendary.
love it so much. But like Boone's reaction, like half makes that clip. That's why I love it so much. It's so
I just
good,
love the fact
dude.
that he's clearly looking at his hands.
Yeah, he like me. He like, oh, so funny.
I wasn't even there.
Like he's just minding his own business. Oh, how are my nails? Like unbelievable. It's him. Just blaming this guy. And that guy in the background, like, oh shit. Like, god damn it, look what I did.
Can we go to fan moment of the year, please?
Yes, we are gonna get a fan moment of the year. It could be funny, it could be wild.
Go
whatever.
with me first.
I will. Wow, you're loving it.
I want to see this.
Go ahead.
You demanding fuck.
No, this is
Prima donna.
that's my fan moment of the year because
that's
it's a Yankees fan who gets his manager ejected.
sick.
That's
We
really
used
funny.
the same thing.
All right,
That's-
well,
That's funny.
Look,
Oh
you can
my
see
God.
you can see that the guy's wearing a Yankees hat.
I mean,
he gets his
I'm
manager ejected.
I've not thought of it like that, but
Yeah, I
that
didn't
is
either.
I mean, but I respect that pick.
Oh, that's really funny.
It wins 2 awards.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. I didn't really think about it from the other way. And again, the guy in the background he's got the sunglasses on. He's like, oh like
If I remember correctly, they show him later. He's wearing a different shirt. If I remember correctly, it's like he took off his shirt so nobody would notice him. He took off the hat, the shirt, the glasses. It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Oh my god, man, that's funny. That might be like the top 3 all time or top 3 moment of the season altogether for 2024. That's amazing. All right, Will, what do you got for this one?
What I got is an A for effort and an F for brains. Because this Rangers fan decided he was going to go all out for this foul ball. But what he decided to do was, with a beer in one hand and clearly his brains in the other, he walks onto the opposing team's dugout as a foul ball is happening, falls into the net, and then is able to get himself back up while walking away like he's a champ. I'm not sure I've ever seen a fan get on the dugout during a game that's not more of just like they reach out to grab the loose baseball. But like this fan was like full on like, oh, I got this. Wait, what am I doing? Like he just like went full on like
He got thrown out.
The fact that the Padres were like, I want him back, but if the net wasn't there, that dude broke some legs. Like,
that guy's
can we
making
talk,
a
can we talk about how it slingshotted him back into the stands, by the way? Watch.
Like,
he's like, oh shit. Boing. Boing.
Like that dude was dead. And also the entire Padres dugout as he's falling is just looking from the railing like, huh?
Wow. Get that man a glove. Get that man a glove. We can use him in October.
Get that man another beer.
I mean, as you said, A for effort. I mean, you gotta just
guys. What the Padres realized is that they finally had somebody that's going to make a diving catch for them.
Yeah, put it all on the line.
Put it all on the line for them like that.
Yeah. I think that transitions pretty well into my fan moment of the year. Fans have a funny way of trying to make an impact on the game. Whether that's by the noise that they create, the things that they yell at the players, all the heckling, whatever the case may be. That was taken to an extreme level by once again our favorite team, the New York Yankees, in Game 4 of the World Series, when a fan,
Oh, I forgot. Why didn't I pick this?
quite literally, tried to help his team by taking the ball away from Mookie Betts. Now, here's the thing: you want to talk about A for effort, F for brains. A for effort. I mean, this guy fought Mookie Betts for it. He wanted it. Did the fans not realize
he put a better effort than Aaron Judge did in the World Series?
Exactly. do we forget that fan interference is a thing? Like you can do this, and it doesn't matter if he drops it, whatever. It's going to be an out. You can't.
He like grabs the glove, like I'm going to break this man's arm.
I love the guy next to him. I love the guy next to him. Just like, here, you're staying here. You're not getting away with this.
And I know there was some outrage about this clip because obviously, I mean, it's not a good look, and it's the Yankees, which doubles it up.
Hold on. You know what's even
funny,
better,
man?
Apparently, that was Rob Gronkowski's college roommate.
Yeah, he said he played on the hockey team.
Of course it was.
Yeah, of course. That does seem like
Gronk get ball.
Watch this.
That's where the guy learned. That's where Gronk learned it.
Yeah.
Look at them claiming, by the way, that it was over the fence, as if that really matters in the situation.
He's in our space.
As if that matters here. And then second, I just watch the slow-mo. I want you to watch his face. Watch how content he is with himself as he goes to grab this ball. Watch him. His eyes are gorging out of his goddamn skull. And
I want that ball, motherfucker.
He is. I'm getting this ball.
Listen,
that's funny.
Listen, Mookie, I'm gonna get that ball. All right.
What are you?
I'm sitting here, and you come in my zone.
I think I just find it hilarious.
So many accents you're doing there.
I just find it hilarious that did they not realize when this happens? Like, yeah, like fan interference is a thing. Like, whatever you thought was going to happen here, it was never going to go for the Yankees. You thought you were helping your team out. You did the opposite.
You know what's even better? I love the fact that he's literally like, "What do we do wrong? He's in our zone. He's in our space."
So you get to pull the ball directly out of the glove and keep his hand and the glove as a souvenir. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know it's slow. 5, 6. Like there is so many.
Why is the guy grabbing his other hand? Like
he's literally gonna pull him into the stands and tear him to shreds.
Yeah, they're just gonna beat the shit out of Mookie Betts in the stands.
I mean,
a ball.
I will say, thank God Mookie was okay, because if he broke his arm over this, holy shit, that's another conversation.
I don't know if that would be fan moment of the year. That might be the next moment of the year.
It's lawsuit of the year, dude. Oh my God, that guy would be ruined.
But yeah,
last night on date night,
Yankees
game gone wrong
on Dateline.
This
Yankees fan took it to a whole new level. The quest for 28. Well, guess what? You're now in cell block 28.
God, I can't stop coughing now. I'm laughing too much. Yeah, man, I just felt like it had to be in there. I thought that was the one that you were gonna go with, Will, but happy that
I totally forgot about that one.
All right, last one we have here. Again, what we've titled it because we're children, the biggest brain flatulence
child
of the year.
Big words that sound more photosynthesis.
I again, basically biggest blunder of the year, biggest brain fart, whatever the case is. That's what we have for this one. I have a really out there interesting one, and I've kind of already teased this.
I have a good one.
I feel like I like mine. All right.
I like mine.
Well, you're confident. You can go first, sure.
I really want Bobby to pull this clip up because if you don't remember what this incident was, you sure will. And guess what? It's another Yankee moment, except it's not the Yankees at fault. It's the Mariners, because remember what Julio Rodriguez did, deciding that the bat getting thrown at him meant the play was dead, and he's just going to lollygag 40 feet off the base until it's like, oh, wait, I got to get back. Yep. That is the biggest brain fart I think I've seen in a long time. I understand the whole getting the bat out of the way, but even like it wasn't egregiously out of the way. And look how far off the base he is. Like he was past the coach's box even. That's insane.
He basically was just like, all right, I'm done with this inning.
He must have thought the play was dead. He must have thought there was a foul ball or something because it's completely brainless.
Underrated the third base coach in this clip.
Yeah, he's like,
I don't know the name.
I'm keeping my job. I ain't losing my job for you, damn it. Get back.
He's like, what are you doing?
That's good. I kind of forgot about. Yeah, that's a big blunder.
Honestly, that guy could have been my overrated Julio Rodriguez.
Oh God, here we go. I give you that over.
John's asking to get murdered.
That's a good one.
In my opinion.
What, John getting murdered?
Yes. All right, John, you're confident in yours.
No. I want to go last.
You want to go last? All right, mine's like kind of like I said. It's not like one I don't think you guys will think of. So mine comes from a historic moment at the time, which actually got even bigger. Shohei Ohtani comes up to the plate. The bases are loaded. With one swing of the bat, he could not only do some crazy things for the game, but he can also make history by hitting his 40th home run and having a 40-40, being the first player to ever do 40-40.
50-50?
I mean, 40, no, sorry, not the, yeah.
40-40, first ever. All right, A-Rod, Alfonso Soriano, Jose Canseco, y'all don't matter.
Sorry, it was 40-40, but not the first player to ever do it. Regardless, he steps up the plate against the Rays, hits the grand slam. The ball hits off of the fan in the first row and goes back into the field of play. And with that historic ball, Jose Siri forgets the moment, forgets who hits it, and throws a historic piece of baseball history back into the stands for the fans to fight over and money to be had here. He throws it right back in. Everybody knows how important that ball is. And somebody just got a very big payday from somebody's stupidity. Again, a little bit out there, but for some reason, that's like the first thing that came to mind.
No, I think it's justified.
So, it's just a brain fart, right? Like he's trying to make a great play, doesn't, but then this
maybe he's just pissed. He's like, you know what? Go get your ball back.
Yeah, maybe. He'll never admit that, but maybe that is the case. But
I bet you the fan in the front row that dropped it initially was like, "Oh, this is my second chance." Oh, dang it!
I would be sick if I was. I mean, I'm pretty sure the ball hit him in the glove. Like I would be sick. But yeah,
it did hit him in the glove too.
Oh my God, it actually did.
Yeah, like that. I don't know.
Maybe 50 million.
Watch this.
Maybe that's the part of the clip that we should be looking at. Maybe that's the biggest blunder of the year.
Maybe that's fan moment of the year.
Yeah, no, but I feel like Tashiri throwing that back in was pretty funny.
Want to make it one of the most unathletic moments? Here's a can of corn, Buck.
All right, John, this is gonna.
All right, my flatulence blunder of the year goes to John Fisher, the owner of the Athletics. I can't even call them the Las Vegas A's because they're not there yet. I can't call them the Sacramento A's because they don't want to be referenced as that. I can't call them the Oakland A's because they left there. This line is what sticks with me. I could tell you from the heart, we tried. Staying in Oakland was our goal. It was our mission, and we failed to achieve it. And for that, I am genuinely sorry. No, you're not. Get out of here. Come on.
No, say the best line. Say the best line.
Which one is that? The looking ahead?
We tried.
I did say that one. We tried.
Just we tried.
We tried. Those cities screwed us up. I hope you cheer for us in Las Vegas. X amount of hundreds of miles away from you, so I can charge more money and then not spend it on my team. I hope that you root for the Las Vegas A's. I hope you root for the Sacramento A's. This man, you release a letter and your best the best you can give this team, this city, from that has been and stuck by you since 1968 is we tried.
He
Really?
did. That's what he did.
I don't think he's got
Did he?
nothing but
No,
farts in that head of
I
his.
mean,
I think ChatGPT tried.
No,
in making this sound sincere.
yeah, well, maybe.
Honestly,
But talk about a middle finger on your way out the door. We
Yeah.
tried.
You didn't, John. You didn't. But that leads us to, I guess, I mean, because we kind of already talked about this, like the biggest blunder of the year is just the 2024 White Sox overall. So if you want to give him an
121 losses.
honorable mention, it's that. And man, what a fall from grace for them over the last couple of years. But that's a good one. Yeah,
They went from a team with
Oakland
so
A's.
much potential 5 years ago.
Remember when they had
bringing in
Tatis in
Tony
their
La
system?
Russa.
Well, I was going to say, look what happens when Tony La Russa, who did not have the same playing style as the young guys they had, clash, and the old guy rips the soul out of that team, and then they're just like, there's always next decade.
Did he single-handedly set that franchise back like 50 years?
50? No, but a lot.
The divide between playing styles, I do think was crucial.
And just like
Thank you for highlighting that, Bobby. We tried.
it's a lot of the moves that they just made that you look at now again, like, they had Tatis in their system and then trade him away for God, what was his first name? Sheets. He was a pitcher.
Gavin Sheets?
Not Gavin.
That's field.
I can't think of his first name, but him, number 33. I can even see his number. I can't think of his first name.
I'm thinking of Ben Sheets, but that doesn't sound right.
Well, I think it was Ben. Oh no, we're gonna do a
Producer.
Is it James Shields?
James Shields, that's what I'm thinking of. Okay, I was close.
Yeah, the Sheets. He definitely gives the
Sheets right.
Wasn't there like a Sheets pitcher though, like back in the early 2000s?
There was a Ben Sheets from I think the late 2000s.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of for some reason.
Wasn't Gavin Sheets' dad also in MLB?
No, Gavin Sheets is a player now, but
I know. Wasn't his dad also?
Oh, I don't know.
For the White Sox?
We are going off on a tyrant that
Whatever.
Makes no sense.
Where's the family tree, God damn it?
Regardless, the moral of the story is the White Sox suck. They'll continue to suck.
The White Sox suck. They continue to suck.
And if you really want the blunder of the year, it's probably them. But I hope you guys enjoyed the content here of our worst of the worst of the 2024 season.
Never forget Carlos Correa.
Never forget Carlos Correa. I can't wait till he bats 400 next year and he's still the most overrated player in the league. That is all for us. That is all for us here at Big League Breakdowns. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at BL_breakdowns. Big League Breakdowns everywhere else. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content, like the video and all that good stuff, and we will see you next time.
Angel Hernandez, don't wear your seatbelt.